Bringing you straight a big CNN News 18 exclusive. Sources are confirming to us that Pakistan Army is upset with ousted Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif on his admission on Pakistan being behind the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai. And Pakistan's National Security Council, in fact, will be meeting soon on the matter. With India's narrative that Pakistan is not doing enough, getting the boost, there are fears that Nawaz's statement is enough to put Pakistan on the blacklist of the FATF, where it is already on the grey list for as many as 3 months now. Sources say Nawaz Sharif is under pressure from the PMLN and the army to retract his statement or issue a clarification. But there has been no indication of this by Nawaz Sharif or sources close to him as yet. Let's in fact discuss the details of this big piece of breaking news with our panelists. My colleague Zaka Jacob will be joining us on the phone line. Sushant Serene, strategic affair analyst, will be joining us live from the national capital. From across the border, we'll be having Saahil Menghani. He's the bureau chief of Dunia News. First, Zaka, help us understand the significance of these developments. Pakistan clearly feeling the heat post that admission coming in from the ousted Prime Minister.
Well, absolutely. This is as big as it gets, in as much as a former Prime Minister has admitted that, yes, 26/11 was the handiwork of some Pakistanis, and certainly the deep state in Pakistan was well aware that Qasab and the 9 others who came and attacked Mumbai on 26/11 in 2008 were indeed Pakistani citizens. So this is a big admission by a former Prime Minister of Pakistan. So clearly the army is feeling the heat because of the statement. There is a feeling in the general headquarters in Rawalpindi that this amounts in some way to an admission of Pakistan's role in 26/11. The National Security Council, which is the highest decision-making body when it comes to security matters in Pakistan, will be meeting soon. What they intend to do vis-a-vis Nawaz Sharif is not clear, but there is a feeling that there is very little love lost between Nawaz Sharif and the army generals, because if you speak to Nawaz Sharif or people close to him, they still feel bitter and they still feel that the Supreme Court bench, which ousted Nawaz Sharif, ousted him on very flimsy grounds. They even feel that the bench itself was fixed by the army generals because Nawaz Sharif and the army generals were not on the same page on many an issue concerning Pakistan's national security interests. So I think there is very little love lost between the army's top leadership and Nawaz Sharif. So I think by making the statement that he made to Dawn News, Nawaz Sharif was also trying to put the army under some pressure and push them to a corner, because he feels that the NAB court that is hearing the corruption cases against him and his family members will render him eventually, as an ineffective politician, that his political career in Pakistan will come to an end. And therefore, I think he's trying to put the army under pressure to try and see if some solution can be worked out.
Stay on with us, Zaka. Let me first go to Saahil Menghani and get some sense of what really is happening in Pakistan, and then take that point to Sushant Serene. Mr. Bhatti, you are getting to know about these developments, how entire Pakistani security apparatus is now in a huddle to discuss the significance or the fallout of Nawaz Sharif's admission. Get us some sense, what is the mood in Pakistan's security establishment? What sort of buzz are you picking up from your sources, from the news reports that are coming out from within the establishment?
There are very little disturbance in Islamabad, especially after the statement of former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. But till time, nothing serious was happened in Pakistan, because Nawaz Sharif was very comfortably sitting in his house, and there was no pressure on him either by any of the institution or either by the government side. He was very comfortable. What he said this is the true narrative of his, this is the truth what he said. But he clearly told that don't misinterpret or misquote him. He said very clearly that shall we send persons or people from Pakistan to kill 150 people in Bombay? Is this right thing or wrong thing? He simply issued a small two-liner statement that
No, it's really not a small statement, because there, even if you don't really need to read between the lines. I think it's very clear when he's asking that question. In that lies the admission itself. And now the kind of reaction to this, which is coming in with PMLN and the army putting pressure somewhere on Nawaz Sharif to retract this statement. The Security Council there in a huddle to discuss the fallout. Surely there is pressure being felt within the establishment as well, and there lies some truth or some weight to what Nawaz Sharif admitted in that interview to Dawn News.
No, there is only few leaders like Chaudhry Nisar, who was very much angry with Nawaz Sharif, but he was very much on good terms with his brother Shahbaz Sharif. He was a bit angry, even in the PMLN ranks, the ruling party of Pakistan. They might have some problems, or they might have some irritants in their party, but till time nothing was surfaced, nothing was discussed on any party platform. Instead, few senior leaders have expressed a few lines on the statement of Mr. Nawaz Sharif that he shouldn't have said this. But there was nothing official till time came out of Pakistan or from any of the PMLN statement or any of the institution or any of the sort, because Nawaz Sharif was very comfortably issued a 2-3 liner clarification that he does not mean that. He simply said that if he sent, because if he was very much clear in senses that he said that I shall simply, I told the reporter that shall we send so and so to kill so many people, how could we justify it?
Right. Mr. Bhatti, you're joining us live from Lahore to give us the viewpoint from Pakistan. I'll request you to stay on with us. Let me take that to Sushant Sareen, joining us from the national capital. Sushant Sareen, the viewpoint coming in from the Pakistan is that, or the picture that they are trying to portray as of now, is that everything is normal. This is not a big admission, but the fact that the entire Security Council is in a huddle, that PMLN and the army is trying to put pressure on Nawaz Sharif to retract that statement, there lies the fact that somewhere the establishment there is also worried with this admission that has come in from no less than an ousted Prime Minister.
I think absolutely. I think what is happening, I think the problem with the Pakistanis is that they've not understood a simple principle. Like when you are in a hole, you should stop digging. And what they are now trying to do is continue to dig the hole in which they have already fallen. Ideally, if they had nothing to do with what happened on 26/11, they should have, given a completely different picture to it and said that, well, we are investigating it and we are going to move forward and we are going to bring these guys to justice. But they have slipped into that denial mode, which is quite normal for them. But that denial mode comes out of what I would call deception, deceit, and deviousness on the Pakistani side, which is on display. And clearly, the fact that the ISPR chief essentially says that, look, we are going to be holding this meeting tomorrow, National Security Council. We have asked for it, which is shorthand for saying that we have demanded it. We have ordered the Prime Minister to call this meeting. In that meeting, the guys in uniform are going to browbeat the civilians who will issue some kind of a namby-pamby statement to assuage the sentiments or the feelings and satisfy the military. That is what is going to happen tomorrow. So it's very clear that this is a game which the Pakistanis have been playing for very long. It doesn't come as any surprise to us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sareen, for sharing your perspective on the story, and also to Ashlan Bhatti joining us live from Lahore, and also to Zaka Jacob. Clearly, first an admission, then a slew of knee-jerk reactions, and finally a denial. The story of Pakistan exposed for everyone to see.